Hey everyone, welcome back to SA Crime Files, where we dig deep into South Africa's biggest scandals and uncover the stories the headlines don't always tell. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking corruption scandals in recent memory, the Tembisa Hospital scandal. Millions of rands intended to save lives were allegedly siphoned off to fund luxury cars, designer homes, and lifestyles that couldn't be further from the reality of struggling patients. Stick around, because this story has it all: whistleblowers, high-profile family connections, murder, and a trail of public outrage that shook the nation. While South Africans waited for life-saving care, millions vanished into the pockets of the powerful. Among those pockets were the president's own family. 3 blue Lamborghinis, a mansion worth millions, designer furniture, and artworks, all purchased with funds that should have gone to Tembisa Hospital. The scale of the scandal shocked the nation. How could money meant to save lives end up funding luxury? This is not just a story of corruption. It is a story of betrayal, greed, and the devastating cost to ordinary citizens. Tembisa Hospital, one of Gauteng's largest public healthcare facilities, has long struggled to meet patient needs. Wards are overcrowded, medicines run out, and life-saving equipment is scarce. Patients endure long waits while staff work tirelessly. Amid this crisis, millions intended for hospital maintenance and medical supplies were allegedly diverted, leaving essential services underfunded and vulnerable patients at risk. Babita Deokaran, acting CFO at the Gauteng Department of Health, discovered irregularities in procurement at Tembisa Hospital. She uncovered inflated invoices, ghost suppliers, and companies receiving tenders without providing services. Her bravery came at a deadly cost. In August 2021, she was assassinated outside her home. Her death highlighted the dangers faced by whistleblowers in South Africa and sent shockwaves nationwide. Hangwani Morgan Maumela, nephew of President Cyril Ramaphosa, is at the heart of this scandal. Over 2 years, he allegedly used 41 companies to secure fraudulent contracts worth over 820 million rand from Tembisa Hospital. These companies received contracts for essential services, from laundry and catering to medical supplies and infrastructure, yet many services were either overpriced, partially delivered, or never delivered at all. Maumela was not acting alone. Vusimuzi Matlala and other associates formed a network that exploited loopholes in the procurement system. Funds were routed through multiple companies, bank accounts, and shell entities to hide the money trail. Auditors discovered patterns of collusion and repeated abuses, showing how political connections were allegedly used to secure contracts without oversight. The SIU uncovered Maumela's extravagant lifestyle funded by stolen public funds. Assets included 3 blue Lamborghinis, a Huracan STO, an Aventador, and a Urus SUV worth millions each, alongside designer furniture, rare artworks, and luxury watches. The contrast between hospital crises and this personal opulence fueled public outrage, showing how greed flourished while ordinary citizens suffered. Patients were the real victims. Children, mothers, and elderly suffered due to delayed surgeries, missing medicines, and underfunded hospital services. Every rand stolen represented a life affected. Nurses were overworked, wards overcrowded, and essential medical equipment unavailable, showing the tangible human impact of corruption. Babita's investigation laid the foundation for exposing Maumela's network. Her courage ensured that the scandal could not be ignored and that systemic failures in procurement were exposed. Her death remains a chilling reminder of the risks faced by those who confront corruption in South Africa. The scandal drew national attention. Citizens demanded accountability, opposition parties questioned political influence, and journalists traced financial records linking high-profile individuals to the fraud. Despite public outrage, arrests of key figures have been limited, raising concerns about the role of political connections and the pace of justice. The SIU confirmed irregularities, froze bank accounts, and seized assets linked to Maumela and associates. Investigators traced hundreds of millions in fraudulent tenders, revealing the depth of the corruption. Experts warn that without systemic reforms, similar abuses will continue across other hospitals and public institutions. Maumela's connection to President Ramaphosa fueled public debate on nepotism and political influence in procurement. Critics argue that political connections allowed the network to operate with impunity, undermining public trust in governance. This scandal has intensified calls for accountability at the highest levels of government. Tembisa Hospital is not an isolated case. Corruption in public procurement occurs nationwide, diverting millions from essential services. Civil society campaigns, petitions, and media coverage amplify calls for justice. Experts emphasize that systemic reforms, transparency, and whistleblower protection are critical to prevent further abuse. The story of Tembisa Hospital is a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked corruption. Every stolen rand is a life affected. Will justice be served, or will greed continue to endanger the most vulnerable? Citizens must remain vigilant, demand accountability, and protect public funds. Justice for Tembisa, justice for South Africa. Comment below. What do you think should happen to those responsible?